Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of Cycling Insider. In this episode, let's talk about the 2021 Wilier Filante SLR Superbike. So you will see why I call this bike a superbike when we come to the price of this bike, and also I'm gonna make a little comparison with the Specialized Tarmac SL7 Pro, because I truly believe that's a very good competitor to this bike. But before we start, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe and hit that little bell icon, because it's gonna help in growing the channel. And of course, if you are already a subscriber, then definitely thank you. So, as I was saying, a superbike from Wilier, and this time Wilier Filante SLR. Let's first answer the question, who is this bike for? So you see, Wilier Filante is a lightweight, aerodynamically optimized climbing bike. That's the way I see it. And if you like, lightweight and aerodynamically optimized bikes, then definitely you should check this Wilier Filante. When I say aerodynamically optimized, that means that basically frame and the fork and handlebar stem, some other components are all designed with low drag in mind, so it will allow you to go as fast as possible in a straight line. But also Wilier is saying that they have kept the weight down, so they've made a lightweight, stiff frame, which is aerodynamically optimized. That's why at the end of this video I will make a small comparison with the Specialized Tarmac SL7, which is exactly the same philosophy of the bike. Now let's talk about the paint scheme on this Wilier Filante SLR. You see, you have a lot of paint schemes to choose from. You have exactly 5 paint schemes to choose from. One is this replica of the Astana team, beautiful. Then you have a replica of the Total Direct Energy team. And then you have Velvet Red, absolutely beautiful paint scheme. You have a classic black paint scheme and a bit of kind of gray-green paint scheme, almost like a metallic gray with a hint of green. Personally, this velvet red would be absolutely my choice. Also keep in mind that some of these paint schemes, like the replica of Astana team or the replica of Total Direct Energy, you have to pay extra to get these paint schemes. Sometimes it's going to be between 500 or 800 euros. And that brings us nicely to the different variants and prices of this bike. Specifically today I will be talking about the Wilier Filante SLR in the Shimano Ultegra Di2 build, Shimano Ultegra Di2 group set with the Wilier's carbon fiber wheels. But you have a lot of choice from Wilier to build this bike with different group sets. Is it, Campagnolo, Shimano, different wheel sets, so they really offer you a lot of choice here. Specifically, this build that I'm looking today has a retail price of 8,200 euros, which is a very steep price, and that's why I'm calling this bike also a super bike. And I truly believe that this is a bit too much, considering, what this bike is offering. We'll dive deeper into the specifications and you'll see what I mean. So 8,200 euros retail price. You definitely need to negotiate this price. I mean, behave nicely, be nice, talk with your local Wilier bike dealer, and definitely aim for about 15% discount on this price. I mean, just to give you a perspective, if we are talking about direct rival to this bike, which in my opinion is the Specialized Tarmac SL7 Pro, you will see that this bike has a retail price of 7,700 euros. So just keep that in mind if you are in the market for the Wilier Filante SLR. So now let's dive in and let's see what do you get for your hard-earned money with this Wilier Filante SLR. Let's kick off with the frame and the fork. So here we have a carbon fiber frame from Wilier, so the Wilier's SLR level carbon monocoque frame with the crystal liquid polymer. And the same thing goes for the fork. So the SLR level carbon monocoque fork with the crystal liquid polymer. So keep in mind that this frame and the fork is creme de la creme, top of the line that Wilier can do. So absolutely there's no cutting corners here. I'm not sure why are they adding this crystal liquid polymer into the carbon fiber frame and the fork. If anybody has any information, please do let us know in the comments below. But also keep in mind that the warranty on carbon fiber frames from Wilier is 5 years for the first owner, and I'm not sure what's the warranty on the carbon fiber forks. Is it also 5 years or is it even less? So please do check this with your local Wilier bike dealer. Again, if we put it into a perspective of retail price 8,200 euros, I'm disappointed that this frame and fork are 5 years warranty. I truly believe this should have been at least 10 years warranty, or best case scenario, it should have been lifetime warranty. For example, again, if you quickly jump to the Specialized Tarmac SL7 Pro, that's a lifetime warranty on the carbon fiber frame. So Wilier should really step up the game on these very expensive bikes. Now let's talk about some smaller pieces like the handlebar and the stem. Here you are getting a carbon fiber integrated, one-piece affair, one-piece handlebar and the stem. Wilier's own production. Retail price of this part, if you would buy it on the open market, would be 900 euros. So, pretty expensive one-piece carbon fiber handlebar and the stem. And the weight of this piece is 350 grams plus, which means, depending on the size. The thing to mention here is that this one-piece handlebar stem, of course, it is superb for the aerodynamics and log drag, but it will definitely limit your fine-tuning of the position on the bike, and definitely, since it's a proprietary part from Wilier, if you want to change it in the future, I'm guessing the choice will be very limited. Which stem can you fit, and then which handlebars will you fit later. So just to keep in mind, these one-piece handlebar stem carbon fiber pieces, they are nice for aerodynamics, but for tuning the position and later changing them, if you want to change, might be a hassle in the future. Now let's talk about the group set on this bike. So as I said, the bike comes with full Shimano Ultegra Di2 electronic group set. Absolutely superb group set, so everything from the shifters, front mech and the rear mech is Shimano's Ultegra Di2 electronic group set. No complaints here. The Ultegra Di2 electronic is a proper workhorse from Shimano. Just keep in mind that the rear mech on this bike is a short cage Shimano Ultegra rear mech, so that means that the biggest cassette you can fit here is gonna be 30-tooth cassette. If you wanna go bigger cassette, 1132, 1134, you will need to change this rear mech, so just keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the braking performance of this bike. You see, you are getting a superb Shimano Ultegra hydraulic disc brakes with Shimano Ultegra braking rotors, and these are RT800 braking rotors with the Shimano's Ice Frieza technology. Front rotor 160mm, superb, but the rear rotor 140mm, again a disappointment. I just don't understand why they put this 140mm rotor, because if you have 160mm braking rotors, which should have been here, you're gonna have so much better heat dissipation and stopping power, so this would be one of the things in the future that, in my opinion, you should immediately change if you get this bike. I just don't understand why bike manufacturers even bother with these 140mm rotors, because their heat dissipation is so much lower than 160mm braking rotors. Now let's talk about the crankset and the bottom bracket shell on this bike. So you see, the crankset is again a superb Shimano Ultegra crankset R8000, and this is 50-34 chain rings. We have here a press fit bottom bracket from Shimano. I'm not expecting any creaking noises here, because after all, this is a superb top of the line carbon fiber frame from Wilier. Cassette, Shimano's Ultegra R8000 cassette, 1130 cassette, so you see what I was talking about, 1130 cassette. And the chain is the Shimano's Ultegra HG701 11-speed chain. I'm glad there is no cutting corners on the cassette and the chain. This is again a superb Shimano Ultegra group set, so that's all fine with me, no special complaints here. Now let's talk about the wheel set and the tires on this bike. So you see, when it comes to the wheel set on this bike, you will have the Wilier's SLR 42 KC carbon fiber wheel set. This carbon fiber wheel set, as the name suggests, has a 42 millimeters rim height, 21 millimeters inner rim width. It has the hubs front and rear from Wilier, which is with, they are mentioning here, ESO Japan sealed bearings, front and back, aluminum hubs. These are 12 millimeter through axles, both front and back, and of course the wheels, the rear wheel compatible with the Shimano, Campagnolo or SRAM group sets. When it comes to the spokes, these are stainless steel Sapim spokes, and the nipples are also from Sapim, aluminum nipples, and the total weight for this wheel set is 1,587 grams for this SLR 42 wheel set, which is a very low weight, very good weight, so I have absolutely no special complaints about this carbon fiber wheel set. It is a tubeless ready wheel set, and I'm not sure if you're gonna get it already prepared tubeless out of the box if you buy this bike, but this is again something to check with your local Wilier bike dealer. By the way, all these things that I'm talking about, I will leave all the links in the video description so you can read a bit more. This wheel set is wrapped in the Victoria Corsa Speed tire. This is a 28mm tire, superb choice. I like that Wilier has included 28mm tire. Good air volume, smooth ride, and you're definitely gonna go fast. Saddle on this bike is the, they say, Flight Boost. I'm not sure, is this something from the Selle Italia range? I think they're just missing a little bit of data here about the saddle, but also keep in mind that since saddles are a personal preference, if you got your desired saddle, just please do keep it as long as possible. Carbon fiber seat post included here, again superb addition from Wilier. I'm glad, because the carbon fiber seat post should soak up some of the smaller bumps and make your ride even more smoother. Since I was saying that the through axles are 12mm through axles, both front and the back, I see now they are using the Mavic speed release system. Perfectly fine, easy to change the wheels. Now let's talk about the total weight of this bike. So you see, Wilier is claiming 7.3 kilograms plus minus 5%, and this is for the size medium. When I look at their sizing, I would definitely need size large or even extra large. So let's add another 200-300 grams on top of it, so we can call it 7.5 kilograms bike for the size, for example, a large. It's a very competitive bike weight. It is a lightweight bike. I have no complaints here. I mean, you can always think about it as the professional bikes, which are limited to 6.8 kilograms. So this is definitely a lightweight bike. And also they are giving you here the weights of the frame and the fork. So you see the frame is 870 grams plus minus 5%, and the fork 360 grams, but this is all for the size medium. So now, in a summary, I can here mention few things that definitely bother me with this bike. The first thing is the inclusion of this rear braking rotor, which is only 140mm in diameter. That should have immediately, been removed, and they should have fixed 160mm braking rotor on this bike, because after all, it's a so much better heat dissipation and braking power, and we are talking here about the retail price of 8,200 euros for this bike. And also the thing that bothers me is the warranty on the frame and the fork, which is only 5 years, and I truly believe they should have increased it for at least 10 years or even a lifetime warranty. Except from that, I don't have any special complaints about the, specifications and the build of this bike, but again, I gotta mention that the main competitor, which is the Tarmac, Specialized Tarmac SL7 Pro, comes with a retail price of 7,700 euros. So you see, Specialized is already out of the box 500 euros cheaper than the Wilier bike, and when you look at the components, it's absolutely very similar build. A classical carbon fiber frame and fork from Specialized, but this time with a lifetime warranty. Shimano Ultegra electronic group set, carbon fiber wheel set from Specialized, carbon pieces on the handlebar stem, seat post. So it's very hard to justify the price of this Wilier Filante SLR out of the box, and I think this is the biggest negative thing for this bike. Well, I think this is gonna be it for today. I hope you like what I'm doing, and if you do, please do subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you're always notified when I make a new video. And as always, I will see you soon in the next episode. Pura Vida!